Hello Reformers and welcome to Phantasy Calradia and a small look at the Rigale system. So obviously I've made a couple of class showcases right now, and so I am currently on Belfie Beartild and we're kind of ready to record the next class showcase with the Elf Ranger. I actually have you can see here, I have a unicorn, I have a magical bow and a quiver of plenty because I actually wanted to show you that. But many of you have asked for the Rigale system to have a little bit of a showcase of its very own, and so that's what we're doing here. And instead of creating a new character solely for that purpose, I thought I'd just use one of our current ones anyway. So as you can see, if you go to your camp menu and you go to Fantasy 2018 settings, you can take a look here and you can see that I have enabled Rigale. This is off by default, by the way, so you obviously are going to need to enable that if you cannot see the same things that I'm seeing. So let us go into the Elf Forest. You can go to Town Activities, and then you have a wide variety of different menus here. Now, with Rigale off, you would not have these two menus, to go to the Crafters Workshops and to go to the Guilds District. So if we go into the Crafters Workshops right here, you can see we can visit the Woodcrafter, the Leatherworker, and the Smith. So let's say that we want to make a sword, right? So let's go into the Smith. You arrive at the Smith's anvil. The Smith recognizes you as a novice, a skill of 0. How embarrassing. What do you want to craft? I will craft tools or supplies, chain links, sheet metal, smelt ores, etc. I will craft some various smithing items, in other words, gloves, leggings, helmets. I will craft medium or heavy armor, a sword, an axe, a firearm, or leave the smith. So because we want to craft a sword, let's click on that. Here are the swords you can craft. So unfortunately, because we are a novice, we can only craft a cleaver, and the basic crafting time is 3 hours. So if you take a look here, we need 0 out of 1 iron. Well, technically we need 1 iron. We have no iron in our inventory right now, so how do we get iron? Well, you could quite easily go to a marketplace and try and find some iron that way, but the mod creator has done a fantastic job in actually implementing a way to gain iron without having to do that. So let's go to the Smithing Guild. So you can see there was a wide variety of other menus there, but I'll go over those menus after I've done this small explanation of what you actually have to do to gain various ingredients for what you need to do. So as you can see here, we arrive at the Smithing Guild, and our guild rank is unranked. Oh yes, okay, so as you can see, I want to receive Novice, Knowledge, and Rank in Smithing. It will cost you 100 dinars. So we could technically do that. We could do that. We could go and buy some iron immediately for 350, but we have a 0% discount because we are an unranked novice. So let's do a little bit of training. As you can see, your novice training and smithing goes on. It will take a couple of hours, and it will also cost a little bit of money. And we are now a novice in smithing, so that's pretty nice. Now there are, well, huge amounts of different menus and all kinds of things that you can do here. We already have a small amount of knowledge in a variety of different things, mainly because of our skills and our race, as far as I'm aware. So elves are obviously pretty good at exploring, and I guess they would be pretty good at lumberjacking as well, because they have to make their bows and their arrows and so on and so forth. And maybe they're pretty decent at gardening as well. I'm actually unsure what the gardening guild is all about, but we're going to take a look at that a little bit later on. So let's go back to the smithing guild right here. So I want to receive lessons from a smithing companion. This lasts 7 hours, costs 150 dinars. You can see here the cost of iron has gone down significantly, so we have a 15% discount right now. So if we take some lessons from a companion in smithing, and there goes my wages. And there you go. So yes, this success teaches you 2 skill experience. Your total skill XP bonus is now 2, and your new skill experience is now 2. You don't understand why you failed, and so gain nothing in your skill. So technically, there are a couple of dice rolls going on in the background, and these dice rolls do depend. Well, they basically give you whether you whether you succeed or fail. They basically make it so whether you succeed or fail. So this success teaches you 9 skill XP. So usually there are 3 dice rolls as far as I can tell, and dependent on what you roll, I'm unsure whether this is actually correct, but from what I can tell, depending on what you roll, that determines how much skill experience you gain. So there are 3 dice, and if you get a low roll like I have here, then you gain a small amount of skill experience. If you roll a 1, I suppose, or something like that. I'm not very familiar with it, but then you fail, and if you roll something higher than that, then you gain a little bit extra, which we've gained there. So that's pretty decent. So let's do that again. Let's do that again. Now, we're going to spend quite a bit of time here, so if you're not necessarily wanting to spend a lot of time doing things with crafting and so on and so forth, then this is probably not for you, but, you know, you can spend quite a bit of time just learning from the companions. And I've done this before, just as a bit of a test run, just to kind of know what's going on, and you can see that eventually it will now do this, where you can receive companion rank up. So basically we can do a bit of a test exam kind of thing, and that will give us the next rank in smithing, and that will unlock a bunch of extra things. And there you go, we are now a companion in smithing. So if we go, you know, this is exactly what we are on the Explorer and the Lumberjack Guild as well. Anyway, let's go into the smithing once again. We now have a 25% discount for iron, which is pretty nice. And as you can see, we can receive lessons from a smithing companion once more. Now, we have to do this a number of times. You have to get a number of skill experience to be able to gain the master rank up. And once you're a master, you can give lessons to others. And so I'm going to try and become a master, and then we'll see what the lessons actually do as well. Alright, so we've now reached a skill rank of 11. So I assume you need to get about 10, 11 or so of skill points to be able to receive lessons from a smithing master, because we had 8 before that. So let's pay 500 and get lessons from a smithing master. This is obviously going to result in much greater success with, oh my, well, you roll a huge amount more dice, I suppose, rather than it being a little bit more successful. But let's continue to do that. As you can see, our skill has not gone up, and I guess you can't do that all the time, because it seems like it's gone back to giving us lessons with a companion now, so that's a bit weird. Maybe you can only do that every day or something along those lines. But again, I'm just going to continue until we have enough skill points to become a master. Oh, actually, I think we can. Oh, there we go. Okay, apparently I don't need to do anything else. I can just do that right now. I was going to cut away while I did this, but apparently I don't need to. Apparently we can rank up right now. Is it going to work? Yes, it is. We are now a master in smithing, and we can now give lessons in smithing if we so desire. We now also have a 40% discount thanks to our guild membership. Let's give some lessons and see what that actually does. There we go. Your lesson was a critical success. You earn 0 dinars plus 1 as a Grandmaster and 1 renown. Yes. Okay, so basically you can... Can you become a Grandmaster? Not entirely sure if you can. Ah, you can, yes. As you can see here, I would like to turn in 5 iron for 800 dinars and a little bit of experience. I actually don't know whether that gives you experience on your character or whether it gives you experience in the guild. Let's actually see what that does. Let's buy some iron. Let's buy 7 iron, and then we're going to hand these in. You turn in 5 iron for 800 dinars and 228 overall experience. That doesn't seem to have done anything. No, it just gives us money and experience in the game, I think, from what I can tell. So let's just go back to the guild's district, and yeah, that seems to be the case. So let's give some more lessons just to, you know, explore it a little bit more fully. And yeah, there you go. You earned 400. Oh, we actually earned 400 dinars this time. 2 plus 2 as a Grandmaster, and yeah, well, obviously we're not a Grandmaster right now. But we are actually getting some pretty decent relation with the town itself as well. So, okay. Anyway, we are now going to be buying a couple more pieces of iron, just because we want to do some crafting, don't we? So let's visit the crafter once more, and let's craft a sword. So now, of course, we have a much greater choice of what we need to do. Now, if we go over here and actually... Oh, well, let's just see here. We could do sheet metal, alright? So what we need to do for... Okay, let's set a goal, okay? So a goal for us right now would be to... let's try and craft a scimitar, shall we? Let's craft a scimitar. So this requires 2 sheet metal for us to be able to do that. So let's go to crafting tools or supplies. And we need to get some wood, don't we? We need to get some wood. As you can see here, it needs 2 iron, 1 wood for every 1 sheet metal. So we need a total of 2 wood. We already have the iron that we require, so we need 2 wood. So what do we do to get that wood? Well, that's pretty easy. That's pretty easy. So let's leave the smith and let's go back to the guilds. And we're going to go to the wood crafting guild because you can actually buy wood here. But what I'm going to do, just to get a little bit of a discount, is to become a novice in wood crafting. And then we're going to get a bit of a discount for our wood. And then we'll be able to buy the wood, and so on and so forth. So yeah, let's just go over there. Yeah, 15% damage, I was going to say, 15% discount, that's good. So let's buy 2 wood. I don't really mind about, you know, becoming a companion or anything, because it's cheap enough as it is. And we're now going to go to the crafting workshop. Once more, go to the smith, and we're going to craft our scimitar. Actually, no, we're going to craft our sheet metal first. I almost jumped the gun there for a second. Alright, so our first sheet metal was constructed, and now we just need to do the next one. And there we go, we crafted a fine sheet metal. This success teaches you 4 skill experience. So basically, becoming a grandmaster in terms of smithing does require you to do a little bit of crafting. That does make sense. That does make sense. Okay, so do we have enough now? I think we might have enough. No, we don't. Not yet. I think we just need to wait a little bit longer. So let's actually just wait, and hopefully it's going to then pop up that we've got the extra sheet metal. I'm actually unsure whether we need to go into the crafter workshop again, and maybe it will then tell us. Perhaps, or not? Yeah. Well, that's a bit weird. Okay, well, shall we let's just craft a falchion? I kind of don't want to, because I want to be able to, you know, try this out and get the sheet metal that I crafted, but maybe I'm going to need to get some more wood. Let's go to the guilds again. And let's get a little bit more wood, just to make sure that we have enough, you know, an actual good amount. And then we are going to go to the smith once more, and then we can craft that. Alright, so yeah, okay, so it's a bit weird, because it seems like passing time does not seem to give you the crafting material that you wanted. So you're going to need to do a little bit of extra crafting of something cheap, I guess, to get the result that you want. Maybe there's an easier way of doing it. I am currently running with patch, what is it now, L1 or something like that? I think patch L1, or yeah, something along those lines. So if you have the most up-to-date patch version, then you should be able to do everything that I'm doing here. But at least now we have that sheet metal. So let us go and craft our scimitar. You'll be busy another 1 hour. There we go. And hopefully we'll be able to do that. There's the fine scimitar. Fantastic. Okay, so there we go. And there it is. There's the fine scimitar. Yes, exactly. Oh, that's absolutely fantastic. So that is basically how you use the Rigale system. I mean, there's much more to do in regards to, well, fishing, hunting, mining. I mean, basically, I think mining is actually pretty interesting, because as I was on my way, just walking around, I saw a message that said, "You have failed to ascertain the location of this ore vein thing," you know, and I'm pretty sure that you need mining to be able to do that. So let's do a little bit of a lesson in mining and see if I can find something to that effect, because there might actually be something to it, as I believe there is a way to smelt ore at the smith, I guess, and then that is in turn going to give you something else. And there we have it. We are now a companion in mining. So let us go back to the mining place and we can receive additional lessons and things like that. But I think it might be a cool idea just to walk around some of the mountains here, because I feel like that might be able to show the full benefit of what mining actually does. Because I think what it's going to do is it's going to give you ore, and then you can smelt that ore at the smith or wherever, and then you can use that ore instead of buying it. So if you find iron ore, for example, you can make it into iron bars and so on and so forth. So I think that's actually pretty cool. But obviously, if you don't have any money, then I don't know what you're doing taking lessons in the first place, because you're going to need a lot of money to become a master in these things anyway. I mean, you need 3,500 just to become a master, and obviously we're waiting here for a pretty considerable period of time. So there you go, we are now a master in mining as well. So we can give lessons, we can buy some iron for 40% discount once again, and we can turn in 10 wood for 800 dinars and a little bit of experience as well. So if you want to gain some levels, then I guess you could do it that way. So you don't necessarily even need to go and fight, I suppose. But there you go. Alright, so let us leave the town and let's do a little bit of exploring around, because I'm pretty sure there's an ore vein over here somewhere, and I think it could be quite interesting to find out whether we can use our mining for the greater good. Maybe there's actually something I can do here, like literally, you know, take out my mining pick or something like that. But no, it seems like it might just be a random chance. It happened around this area before, so maybe it is just a random chance, or maybe I need to go a little bit closer to the mountain or something. But do you understand a little bit more about the Rigale system? I hope you do, because it seems like, well, there we go. Failed mining skill check. Missed mining opportunity. You don't understand why. You failed. So, yeah, I'm not entirely sure what was going on with that. Maybe it's not exactly 100% just yet. But from what I can see, the remaining crafting things are absolutely fantastic. You can craft arrows and bolts and blowpipe darts. Look at that. That's pretty awesome. So there's a whole wide variety of different things that you can get to do here, and I mean, we could do some wood crafting. Shall we do some wood crafting? So we can see actually what we can then get from the woodcrafter, what we can craft. Might be interesting. Alright, so I am now a master in woodcrafting, and as you can see, that has unlocked a wide variety of different items. So if you want to, you can create a heavy crossbow, a drow crossbow, a dwarven hand crossbow, huge amounts of different crossbows right there. There's even a longbow, and we can even craft shields. We can craft, well, throwing weapons. I don't know why you'd want to do that. I hate throwing weapons. I'm absolutely awful with them, but still. There's a wide variety of different things. I think the two-handed iron mace might be really cool, but you need some sheet metal for that, so do bear in mind that you're going to need to skill up in a wide variety of different things. So I would recommend, if you're going to be doing the Rigale system yourself, if you're playing Phantasy Calradia alongside me, then I would highly recommend doing mining, doing smithing, doing woodcrafting, and doing leatherworking. All of those things are going to unlock a wide variety of different things, and you can also then buy all of the ingredients that you require for crafting at a major discount. So become a master in all of those, and you will have a fantastic time. So that is it for the look at the Rigale system. Obviously, there's a little bit more to do. You know, you can become a grandmaster and things, but that's going to take quite some time. Maybe we'll do that at a later point. But otherwise, that's a bit of a basic look, I suppose, at the Rigale system. I hope you learned something from it, and yeah, you can download the mod in the description if you would like to check it out yourself. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.